Good afternoon. This is meteorologist Drew Montreuil from Finger Lakes Weather with your Friday evening weather forecast for the upcoming weekend. Trying things a little bit different this week. I'm not going on Facebook Live. I'm still just trying to figure out the best way to do these new video series. This is the fourth time now I've done one of these weekend videos, and I do plan to continue doing them for the foreseeable future and hopefully for a long time to come after that. So let's get right to things. This Father's Day weekend, we'll start out as always with the radar. And you can see there's not a whole lot going on right now this Friday afternoon and evening. There are still a couple of isolated little showers around. There were a couple of thunderstorms earlier as we put the loop on. Those are starting to dissipate already, and that trend for dissipating showers will continue as we go through the evening. So generally dry conditions tonight, not a whole lot to worry about. And that is thanks in part to high pressure that's off the coast of New England. Winds are out of the south and southeast, so it's a warm wind, but it's not quite yet tapping into some very hot air that is locked away over the middle of the country. We will get into that before the weekend is over, though. There still could be a brief shower tonight, but again, those showers should be dissipating as the sun sets. As we head into Saturday, the winds will turn a little bit more towards the south, start tapping into a little bit of that heat. A little bit further west over the Ohio Valley, the winds will be tapping into that heat big time with a strong southwest wind developing over those areas. So Saturday over the Finger Lakes is going to be warmer than it was on Friday, but not as warm as it is going to be on Sunday. Since the winds are coming from two different directions, there could be a little bit of a trigger for an isolated shower, maybe a brief thunderstorm on Saturday. Very similar to what the conditions were like today, where the vast majority of the region isn't going to see any rain, but there could be a couple showers or thunderstorms, especially during the morning and then again later in the afternoon. I do want to draw your attention back towards the lower Great Lakes, back towards Chicago and Indiana. An approaching cold front is going to be triggering some severe thunderstorms over those areas. That weather is going to be moving our way for Sunday. By Sunday evening, that front is going to be on our doorstep in western New York. We are expecting severe thunderstorms to be triggered by this front across the Finger Lakes, particularly in the western Finger Lakes, but the entire region could be at risk. We're also going to be very windy as those southwest winds kick in, bringing in the hot temperatures. Speaking of those winds, these are winds outside of any thunderstorms, so it's going to be a very windy day regardless of any thunderstorms, especially again over the western areas where there could be some wind gusts that are over 45 miles per hour. To the east, winds will still be pretty blustery but not quite as strong generally, top gusts in the 30 to 40 mile per hour range. Now for the severe weather threat, it does look like storms are going to fire up near that cold front late in the day. It's going to be very warm, very humid. There's going to be a lot of wind in the atmosphere. So there is definitely a potential for some severe thunderstorms to develop. Now the timing of the front and the position is going to determine how strong the storms are here in the Finger Lakes. If the front moves a little quicker, the storms could fire during the peak heating of the day and it could be a pretty big severe weather event. If the front's a little slower, the storms may not get into the Finger Lakes until around sunset. They would likely be a little bit weaker. Right now it's looking like damaging wind is the main threat. I have that listed as a moderate threat currently, given the amount of wind that's already in the atmosphere and all the heat and humidity that will be in place during the afternoon. There could also be some large hail that doesn't quite seem to be as big of a threat as the damaging winds. There is also going to be somewhat of a tornado threat. This is definitely very uncertain still at this point, so right now I've got that marked as low. We'll have to see over the next couple of days whether that needs to be adjusted up or down. On Monday, that cold front will push to the east. By Monday morning, it should be clearing out of the Finger Lakes. Another round of severe weather is going to be likely across eastern New York and into New England and parts of the mid-Atlantic. Warm but not too hot temperatures will come in behind that front, and generally in the Finger Lakes, it should be a pretty pleasant day on Monday. I will say though, if the front lags a little bit and doesn't quite clear the region during the morning hours, parts of the eastern Finger Lakes could see some thunderstorms in the late morning or midday hours, and again, some of those could be strong. That's not currently what I'm expecting, but it is something to watch over the coming days for that potential. So for the weekend, here is your 3-day forecast. You can see those temperatures are climbing up after mostly 70s and a few 80s today. Most areas will get well into the 80s tomorrow. Generally speaking, mid 80s. A few areas will probably get warmer. Some of the higher elevations in the southern tier probably won't quite make it to the mid 80s, but most of the Finger Lakes should be in that range. Saturday night's going to be very warm. Low temperatures Sunday morning are only going to be around 70 degrees. That'll get us off and running with that strong southwest wind to a very hot and humid day with highs near 90 degrees. And then we are expecting those severe thunderstorms later in the day, so definitely going to want to continue to watch the forecast over the next 48 hours as that severe threat starts to materialize and we become a bit more certain about it. Monday, there could be a shower, especially during the morning and especially over the eastern areas as that cold front moves out. Temperatures will be much more comfortable, mid 70s, and much lower humidity as well. And you can see that trend for generally pleasant temperatures will continue into next week. Wednesday could be a little bit on the cool side with highs maybe only in the upper 60s, with some scattered showers and thunderstorms around. But the temperatures will quickly rebound and should be back into the 80s by Friday, when again there is a chance for some more thunderstorms. The only day next week that really looks dry at this point is Thursday. Even that is a little questionable as some late day showers could be possible over the western Finger Lakes. Tuesday doesn't look too bad either though, with just a couple of isolated showers. Low temperatures generally in the 50s should be pretty comfortable for sleeping weather next week. So that is all we've got this week. I hope you have a very good weekend and a happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, especially my dad, and all the grandpas and stepdads and foster dads as well. Definitely continue to check the forecast over the next couple of days. I'll continue to update with the latest on that severe weather potential. So that is all I've got this week, and I hope you have a great weekend.